Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Conquest Frontier Wars. My name is Marlo, and this is our 2 versus 2 map. This is our second star system. There are 14 star systems in this map. We only know where 2 of them are right now. We have 1 ally, and we have 2 allied opponents. Now, when we left off, we had just begun our occupation of this system. We'd just begun constructing certain platforms and jump gates and things like that. But before we continue, we really need to talk about the concept of supply. You see, this is an RTS that considers and takes into account supply lines and how they affect units in battle. So, what does that mean? Well, if you look at one of our missile cruisers here, you'll notice down in the bottom right-hand corner that the ship has 150 hull points and 250 supply points. Supplies in this game represent ammunition and energy to take certain actions. For example, every ship in the game, essentially, I think every ship in the game, has a special move, a special action that you can activate on command that we haven't researched yet for our ships, but we will. And that takes some supplies, and every shot that they fire takes some supplies. If they run out of supplies, they either don't shoot or they shoot really slowly and you get killed. So it's important to have supplies. Now, we've built these supply ships. Their job, and only job, is to carry around lots of supplies. And any ship that's within that radius that's spinning around that supply ship that we have selected on the screen here will automatically get resupplied. Now, another thing you can build that we've already built a couple of are supply platforms around the planet. There's a huge supply radius here, and you can even make this bigger with research that we could and probably will do later. This platform will supply any ship within its radius that does not have full supplies. The supply platform basically never runs out. But because we're not in our starting system, we have to make sure that our platforms here are supplied as well. How do we do that? Jump gates. The game uses jump gates to connect systems. We already talked about how enemies can't pass through the jump gate unless they destroy it. But jump gates also serve to establish supply lines between systems. So our headquarters here, the building that we started out with, this building also has a supply radius. And it's really expensive to build a new headquarters. You can build as many as you want as long as you have the resources, but you have to have a lot of resources, several thousand gas and about 1,500 crew, I think, to build a new headquarters. But the headquarters is the origin of your supply lines. The headquarters has to be connected via a jump gate to another system in order for the platforms that you build in the new system to function. So it's important to protect your jump gates. It's also important to protect your headquarters. Now, like I said before, you can build a new headquarters, and we might have occasion to do that in this game. We might not. But it's really expensive, and you know the opportunity cost is always that you're not building more ships. So it's a problem. It's a problem. Supply lines are a problem that have to be dealt with in this game, but it creates a lot of interesting strategic opportunities that don't exist in other strategy games. So, just something to keep in mind. That's why we're going to be building these supply ships and supply platforms. You may have been wondering, why did you just build a supply platform when you built one in the last system? And that's the reason why. We're going to build more supply platforms. We'll probably build more supply platforms than any other platform in the game. So, let's unpause the game and start issuing some orders. We need to get some refineries, let's just click here, built. And we need to get some more harvesters going. And we definitely are running out of command points. We're probably going to build another light shipyard in this new system because we need to make sure that we have our ship production facilities close to where the action is. Now, there are 14 systems, and this is only the second system that we've discovered. Well, it's the first one we've discovered. But it is entirely possible that an enemy could attack us here. Very, very possible that that could happen. So, we want to be prepared for that. This game does at times encourage some defensive play. Some people might not be the biggest fan of that, but if you like turtling, you can do that in this game, especially as the Terrans. Kind of like the Terrans in StarCraft. You can play very defensively and be successful. So let's get these guys collecting ore, because we need lots of ore. That's our main limiting factor as the Terrans is, well, ore. So there's another building we need to build, a naval academy, and we're nowhere close to that. So we won't. We'll let that fabricator sit for a minute while we let's build a couple more harvesters. It's hard to have too many harvesters. It really is. I'm not aware that you can have too many harvesters. Let's go ahead and research the ore upgrade so we gather ore even faster from our refineries that suck resources up out of the planets. And that will hopefully keep things going. Let's go back to our original system and continue to build missile cruisers. They're not my favorite ships because they run out of supplies faster, or it seems to me that they run out of supplies faster. But at the same time, they're good ships in the early game to help, you know, stave off early attacks, and that's what I'm worried about at the moment is the possibility of early attacks, and there is a distinct possibility of that. Let's build a couple of them. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's cancel that. Let's build a few corvettes. We do have a Mantis enemy, and corvettes have flat cannons that are really, really good at shooting down fighters, and the Mantis are a carrier-based fleet. Now we're going to build this naval academy here that will allow us to make use of another really, really cool game mechanic that I have not seen in many other strategy games, at least not implemented like this. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So we're building up our forces. You know, we could be expanding a little further into this system, but it's probably better to be conservative right now. Now you can use groups. Just hit control and the number just like any other RTS. And so we will do that to some extent. These corvettes are going to build really fast. We're going to send them over here so that they can help us out. We're going to eat through. This is where we start really getting into the sensor tower game and not paying attention to our harvesters, which are doing nothing. Oh my. I wish I was better at this game. Let's build another sensor tower. I like to try to stay ahead of the command point curve as much as possible because it has this annoying tendency to rear its ugly head at the worst possible time. Now we do need to build a repair platform. Our ships can visit the repair platform and get, well, repaired, which is good. We liked our ships to be repaired. Why are you not going to the rally point? I think he was under construction at the time. Let's build a couple more of those, and let's see if we have room to build. Oh, no! Okay, no room. Let's build a heavy ship. Can we? Oh my. Let's build a heavy shipyard. Okay. Now we're going to try to start getting the big guns out here. But first, we're going to let a few more of those ships build before we start creeping over that way. Okay. We have enough supply command point sensor tower platforms for now. Now, let me pause the game for a minute. These buttons here that I'm highlighting point you to different things. Any platform that can do any research at all, we can cycle through right here. And there are different forms of research we can do. We can recruit admirals, which we'll talk about in a minute. We can upgrade our weapons, our missiles, and our shields. We can upgrade our hull armor, giving everyone more hit points. We can upgrade our sensor towers, which allow us to clear more of the fog of war. We can upgrade our shields and our supply capacities and our resource pulling abilities. All kinds of things we can upgrade. We can also cycle through anything that can build units. We can cycle through idle non-military ships, so harvesters or fabricators that are not doing anything. I should be pushing this button a lot more than I do. And then fleets, which we'll cover here in just a second. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to recruit an admiral. Admirals, well, admirals are really important to this game. So there are 6 different admirals that we can recruit, and admirals lead your fleets. And we'll talk about what fleets do in a minute. It's like a group. We use a control number, but it's like a super group. So these are the admirals that we can recruit. As you can see, these admirals have different bonuses. So this is Admiral Hawks. When he's leading a fleet, all ships in the fleet receive the following bonuses. Damage, plus 10%, plus 25% damage if attacking the Mantis. Shields, plus 10%, supply, plus 10%, range, plus 10%, that's the range of your weapons. Speed, plus 25%, and sensors, plus 10%. An additional 10% is given to all bonuses for missile cruisers in Admiral Hawk's fleet. And all these admirals have a similar range of bonuses. These guys are powerful, and the game really does revolve around the clever use of admirals. Of course, all 3 races have them. They call them something different, but they're all admirals. So Admiral Hawks is the first one that we're going to recruit because of his bonuses to missile cruisers and the fact that we have a crap ton of them over here. Crap ton is a technical term that you need not concern yourself with. So we're going to build Admiral Hawks, and we're going to set his rally point over here. Now, Admiral Hawks can be killed, and we do want to protect him as much as we can. Our heavy shipyard is under construction. It's going to take a long time to build this, but that's just how that goes. So, meanwhile, we'll continue to gather obscene amounts of resources. Probably resources we should be doing something else with than we are. But we're going to build another heavy shipyard over here. I like to have at least 2 or 3 of every shipyard in systems where I'm constructing things so I can build things faster. It's kind of like having multiple barracks in a game of StarCraft. It's just a good thing to do. How is our Admiral doing? Still training, about halfway there. We've got our heavy shipyard going here. First one, second one just getting started. That's our repair platform. It's not doing anything. So, and I expect that we will be attacked sometime in the near future. Let's build a couple more Corvettes in case it's the Mantis that get to us first. But because of the way that the supply platforms work, it's generally better to be somewhat cautious, in my opinion. At least that's the way I play the game. Now, I'm sure the real masters of Conquest Frontier Wars are rolling their eyes and saying, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you attacking? Why aren't you going into more systems? And I can't argue with that too much. They're probably right. But I don't know what we're looking at. I'm going to send a scout to each one of these jump holes to see what they can find. Alright, our heavy shipyard is online. We're going to start building battleships. Because battleships are awesome. We got to build more sciencey buildings too. Let's pause the game for a minute. Oh, as you can see, the universe has just opened up. And already I can see that we're in a system that contains some bad guys. Uh-oh. Let's see, what's going on here? This looks like, okay, that is a Solarian ship. Let's zoom in on him a bit. They're kind of aquatic-y looking, and that is the jump gate of our Terran enemy. They must be purple. So, I don't know. Where's our ship? Is he... Did he make it through? He may not have. Where did he go? I'm not sure if he made it through this jump hole or not before that gate was constructed. We'll have to see. Alright, we're going to cut the video here. When we come back, we're going to continue building up our fleet. We're going to continue exploring the universe, and who knows, we might actually fight something. It'll be fun. See you then.